Good day, my dear students. So I feel that there's a need for me to have a video discussion about language of sets. So if you're going to look at the groups here, so what groups can you form using these pieces? So we can have a set of triangles. We can have the set of circles, which we can represent using C. We can have a set of hexagons, which we can represent using H. S is a set of small attribute pieces. So all the small pieces there, we can represent it using S. You can also have the set of large attribute pieces. So if we're going to define it, set is just simply a group or a collection of objects. So in math, we call them set. So the members of a set, that's each object in a set, or we also call them the element of a set. So how do we describe sets? So we have the set notation. So that's the description, uh, the descriptive method. So that's simply writing a description of its elements. So for example, we have V uh, is a set is a colors in the Philippine flag. Another method is the list or roster, not rooster, the manok, but roster, roster, because the roster, that's double O, right? So the list or roster method is listing all its elements within a pair of braces. So for the colors of the Philippine flag, we list down blue, red, white, and yellow. Set builder notation, that's using variables when there are too many elements in a set. So if we cannot list it down, though you can list it down, but it's very, very long, so we can make use of the set builder notation. That's X, such that X is a city in the Philippines. So it will takes time to write everything. So we can use it this way or write it that way. So we write each set using roster method. So we have the set of distinct letters in the word responsibility. So in this case, there are letters that are being repeated, specifically the letter I. So when we list down the elements in a set, we don't repeat the letters that appears more than once. So we have here the set A, and then we list down all the letters. So here we write it using descriptive method. So for the first example, we just simply write. We always start with naming the set. So we can name it using any letters. Use capital letters. So we have the set of the first 10 counting numbers. So from 1 to 10. And then for number 2, H is the set of distinct letters in the word honesty. So in this case, we'll write all the letters in the word honesty because there are no letters that are repeated. So elements of a set and well-defined sets. So when you say set of students who were born in September and set of students who love mathematics. So we can list down the people or the students or our family members who are born in September. And it's for the second one, it's very difficult to really quantify who are those students who love mathematics. So yeah, so for the symbols, we use this Greek letter to signify that that letter that to signify that the member of the group is an element of the group. So that's an element of a symbol. Let's say the color blue is color of the Philippine flag. So E is an element of set V, so which was mentioned earlier. the, then this one is say, let's say violet is not an element of the set of the Philippine flag. So we use this one. So it's exactly the same letter, Greek letter, but we have the slash symbol. So state whether the collection of is a well-defined set. Subjects in grade 7. So it's easy to list down all the elements, all the subjects in grade 7. So it's a well-defined subject. For the second one, handsome boys, it's very difficult to um, yeah, quantify because my handsome, my my criteria of being handsome may be different from yours, and the criteria for uh, your the other person's will be different from mine. So this second set is not a well-defined set. Good movies. I may find this movie good, but you don't find it good. So it's not well-defined. So it's very difficult to quantify. If the set is difficult to quantify, then it's not well defined. So unlike in the first example, it's easy to list down all the elements in the set. So that is a well defined set. So number of elements in the set, we made mention earlier that each member is called an element. So how do we list down, or what do we call the number of elements in a set? So we name it as a cardinality. So cardinality refers to the number of elements in a set. So there are 4 colors in the Philippine flag. So we can simply write N, which represents the number, and V for the set, name of the set, and equals 4. And in this case, this is a different set. So 7 is also, no, that should be 4, right? So it should be 4 because there are four colors in the Philippine flag. So for the empty set, for example, we cannot list down anything under a specific set. So we write it using the empty set. Empty set, so meaning we just have the brace without anything in it, or this symbol, this another Greek letter. So we just have to write this one. So you can either have this or this one, but you cannot put both of them together. So please take note of that. So tell whether uh, the set is empty or not. So students who go to school every day, for our case now, uh, no one is coming to school every day. So we can represent the set as an empty set because no one will be going to school because we are not allowed to go to school these times. So is it possible to list the elements in a set? Let's say, for example, the set of counting numbers less than 8. Yes, we can. It's easy. Counting numbers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. 8 is not part because it states here numbers less than 8. So we can list down the set of counting numbers greater than 4. So we start with 4. No, we don't start with 4. We start with 5. So 5, 6, then 7, 8, and so on. So it will continue. So in this case, we cannot count the number of elements in a given set. So how do we call these kinds of set? Elements that can be counted and elements that cannot be counted. Here we also have here. So can you list down? So we will not use grade 7, but we will let have the set of teachers in CNU. So is it possible to list down? Yes, you can list down the names of your teachers, especially for this second semester. So that's possible. I will not list down everything because I do not know your teachers or the names of your teachers that are handling you this semester. So the set of stars in the sky, is it possible to list down all the stars? That's very impossible. There are billions and trillions of stars in the sky. Some do not have names, some have names. So it's very impossible to list down. This one, possible to list down. Okay, so for those sets that can be counted, the set of teachers in CNU, the set of counting numbers less than 8, so we call them finite. So we do not read this as finite, but finite. So elements that are empty, that's finite, and yeah, can be replaced into a one-to-one correspondence. So we just simply, in layman's term, anything that can be counted, anything empty and can be counted, these are finite sets. Infinite sets, so the set of counting numbers greater than 4 and the set of stars in the sky, it's impossible to write down and it's impossible to count them, so we call them infinite set. So unlike earlier, we read it as finite, but this one is infinite, so the set is not finite, not countable.